Good morning, chat. My name is Penbu, the programming, puzzle gaming, and music making VTuber on Linux, and today we are programming for once again. It's been a while since we touched Awafudge. Awafudge, for those of you who are unaware, is the esoteric programming language that I had designed way back in 2023. 23? I think it was 2023. Yeah, it says right here, September 4, 2023. This is even before my debut. But yeah, it's based on the existing esoteric programming language, BrainF. And it's a non-trivial substitution, so we have to write stuff for it. Last time we were working on the UI for it, to be able to convert to and from the two languages. And today we're going to be working on the interpreter and hopefully getting it to show up on here. We'll see how far we get there. We do have a partial implementation of the interpreter because we did work on the interpreter to start with in a previous stream, and then I decided it'd probably be better to work on the UI, and so now we have this. It's pretty bare bones. We'll make it look nice later. But yeah, we'll probably be having a bit of a mix of the UI and the interpreter today. Possibly, we'll see. I'm not entirely sure yet. We also have test cases, as this programming language is fully tested, because you would want that in a language, and a compiler and whatever. But yeah, there it is. We may as well just get started. Hopefully you're all doing well. Sorry for being late today. I had some mic issues. Turns out I forgot I had unplugged it and put it into my laptop. So it wasn't even connected. But yes, for anyone who wants to follow along and look around the repo, there it is. I do need to clean this up because the top level doesn't have a README. The README used to be this, the Awafudge compiler package, but then I moved into a mono repo and moved everything into folders, so now the top level doesn't have anything. But oh well. We'll deal with that when we get there. So I think first thing I want to do with this one. So the idea here is that when we say we have a tab here that says interpret or run or whatever, it would run it. It would highlight every instruction that is running. So say we have they go from, I don't know, just random stuff here. Right, we have this. It would highlight this, the and then when it goes to the Y, it highlights that, and then highlights the next Y, then highlights the next Y, and so on and so forth. So ideally, that's what would happen, which means we need an interpreter that does step by step. And we would also want to do that anyway, because if we want, say, next and previous buttons. One moment. My phone is supposed to go silent automatically. Actually, it might not be my phone, it might be my laptop. I don't know if you can hear that on stream. But whatever. Feels like it's been a while since I streamed. It was only last week. Yeah, so we do want a stepwise interpreter so that we can step through the program, or at least maybe not step backwards, but step forward step by step. Yeah, we'll see. But we do need a stepwise, so that's why we have it as a generator function here, so that we can yield out of this generator as necessary. Although, as it complains here, it has no yield yet, so we haven't actually put that in. And the intention was that after every step here, so we have inner for loops here that go through the count, and every time we go through here, we should be yielding the state so that we can display it on in here. Obviously, we haven't done that yet. Perhaps that's the next thing to work on, actually, because This assumes that we don't yield at all and we just go for the one. Interpreter.pointer, interpreter.state. I'm a little bit inclined to change this design a little bit, because we have interpreter.pointer, interpreter.state. But actually, no, maybe it's fine. So I'm thinking, if we yield the internal state, so for the state and the pointer, so let's say turn this into a state is some sort of object. Say interface states is some sort of object that contains memory, which is a number, an array of numbers, and then we have pointer, which is a number, and then we have states. Like this dot state is equal to memory 0, and then pointer is 0. Right? If we do it this way, that means that we can replace state every time, so that anything that anything that relies on state changing, well, we don't necessarily have to have it change in here. But anything that relies on reference changes can rely on that properly. And then anything that... and it also means that when we can take as part of the yield the state back, and if so, we can just replace it wholesale. Now that sounds a little bit dangerous, but I think it'd be nice to have that kind of power, because you could do some interesting things with it. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But if we do this, then that means that we do need to change the interpreter. And change this state pointer, not state pointer, the state memory, state memory, states. Now this is the one downside, I suppose. This dot state, and replace it with dot memory, and then copy and paste. Not that one, because we did that one. Yes, this, yes, not that one, because we already did that one. No, yes, yes, and yes. Anything that's this dot pointer becomes this dot state dot pointer. But this also feels like a bit of a an anti pattern. Because shouldn't we just have state pointer and memory as properties? Megan Midori, welcome in. What are you making today? We are working on our esoteric program. I feel like I'm not streaming well today. Esoteric programming language based on BrainF. It's the... Ooh, let me put that back. In case you don't see the link above, because I don't know, Twitch is a little bit... can be a little bit iffy with previous comments. But yeah, that's the repo that we have. Yeah, we're working on the interpreter for this one. We already have a very basic UI translating between the two languages, and now we need something to run it. I hope Offkai went well, by the way. Yeah, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, this has been in the works for a long time. I had the idea in September 2023, and I think we worked on it just a couple months after. I debuted in October 2023, so I couldn't act on it right away. But yeah, it's now 2026. We're not quite halfway done. At least the compiler works, or sorry, the transpiler. It's when it's ready. I should do an Awafudge leak code stream. Ooh, that'd be fun. Yeah, this is actually Awa 5.0. You want another Jelly Hoshiumi related one or inspired one? There is Awa 5.0 as well. I came up with the idea for my language first, but Tempai had implemented it first, or implemented his idea first. This is a stack-based language. There is a interpreter listed here. So yeah, it's listed here. It's an interesting one. I do want to take some features from this. So, for example, there is the in-language specification. There's a specification for a different character encoding. Let me open up the raw file here. Comic Sans, yeah. GitHub, please. Yeah, so there is a ASCII encoding for characters, which I figured it would make sense to have this as an option in my interpreter, in my language, so you can switch between regular ASCII or ASCII, but that's going to be down the line. Yeah, right now we have a class, an interpreter class. I was saying about whether we should have a single state interface or state property here that contains both the memory and the pointer, or what we originally had, where we had state and pointer as separate properties. Not entirely sure, but I suppose for now we'll just keep it like this, and if we change it, we can change it later. Top Animations YT, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, and that also means I don't have to change the tests. Well, I mean, we will have to change the tests because I need to add yield statements to these. As I was saying earlier, we need the yield statements so we can interpret step by step. And so we'll need to have a yield here. For example, list.state is equal to this. Well, let me turn off. Let me turn off ale here because it's not really helping much. Actually, no. Ale will help as soon as I put in the yield statement. So this should be okay. So if I yield, say, for example, states, or I'm going to change state to memory because I think that makes more sense. This dot states, and then pointer is pointer. I didn't want that one. No, yes, 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 yes. And then do that as well for here. I feel like I changed something that I shouldn't have. I'll find out. CD, where are we looking at? We're looking at source, CD packages, LFC, npm run test, and something went wrong because requires not defined for ooh. I should have maybe tested all this stuff before stream, shouldn't I? Dr. M, welcome in. Joel, check. That's a new one for me. I don't know what that translates to. Yargs. Okay, I'm gonna npm install and hope this fixes things. Actually, I should be npm installing up here. But I also don't remember having changed anything since the last time we streamed this. What do we have here? We have test, pre-pack. I kind of want to change this to vtest at some point, but oh, npm run build? Well, you shouldn't have to build it. Required build index.js. Requires not defining S module scope, you can use import instead. But that's not even in our... Okay. Gonna go ahead. Build a node modules. We're gonna reinstall our node modules here. File not found node. I literally tab completed this. Hold on. Yes, because it should not be a file, it should be an exist check. Okay, now we have all of these. We can remove node modules. And then I should also remove packages out of C, remove node modules here. And now we're going to npm install and hope things work. But you asked about Archive Superfine, got to meet some other coding VTubers, which is awesome. Did you go this year? Yeah, that's good to hear. I actually don't know. I know some coding VTubers. I don't know too many who would have gone to Offkai. I did not go this year. I'm in Canada, and yeah, circumstances. We're gonna wait that out. But I think I did see some Clonk ribbons going around. That's fun. I've been thinking about making my own ribbons for conventions, but for now I just have stickers. Midori here, by the way, for those of you who are over on Twitch, is a fellow coding VTuber. She also does TypeScript. Not this one. Okay, now we got npm install. We can do npm run, npm test. Missing script. Alright, because I'm in the top level there. I need to go back into packages out of C, npm test. I do TypeScript regularly. Apple Weewa under duress. Yes, I did see that in the last stream. It's interesting seeing other programming languages, especially the esoteric ones. I mean, Apple isn't really esoteric. Weewa maybe is. I guess it wouldn't count as esoteric when they were just very, very uncommon. Yeah, because it wasn't meant as a joke. Stack-based, array-based, yeah. One of these days I'll learn one of those languages. Well, speaking of learning languages, we do need to finish the Pascal stuff that we were working on at some point. We were learning Pascal specifically to make a pressure calculator for the pun. Look, I'm not even using yargs. Why? Who needs yargs? Grep R. This is gonna take a while. Of course, something probably uses yargs. Apple, do I look like a joke to you? Yeah. Apple's is a pretty serious language. Very respectable. yeah, it's definitely on my list of languages that I eventually want to learn. I don't know if I will, but it's on the list. Well, actually though, who needs yards? Do I just need to update all my dependencies now? Package.json. There's nothing I mean, of course there's nothing here. There's no shared dependencies in that packages awfc package.json. So the dev dependency is the JSON compiler. We have Mocha, we have TS Node, TypeScript, and they have Nopt. I don't know what needs. I mean, I guess Mocha might need yargs. Yeah, that's probably it. Mocha probably needs yargs. Do I just upgrade Mocha? npm run or up? It's been so long. How do I force an upgrade? Because I think an npm update will just do whatever's in the, or whatever the version is that's listed in the package.json. npm update save dev Mocha. Maybe this is an opportune time to switch to vtest instead. Well, let's see if this works. Oh, something certainly happened. Or because I don't think I was using 25 with this version. Of course, I didn't actually save an NVMRC either. NVMLS, what do I have here? 18? 22? NVM use 22? Okay. Well, at least we got it running. So I'm going to assume that I was using 22 for this one. And we'll just work with that. We'll figure out why it's not working on 25. State. Do I use NVM for version management? I'm only using it, I think, because we were using it at work, and it's the first thing I thought of. I don't typically switch between npm versions and just use whatever the system has. But yeah, I can set an NVMRC. I should probably do that, since I already have this here. NVM, I said it was this one. We're going to echo this to .nvmrc. Let the computer remember your version for you, yeah. Yeah, I guess we can add the .nvmrc, git commit. This package only works with... Package has only been tested with version 22. Well, let's put that in there. Okay. Now that does work. npm. Oh no! Don't do that. npm test pointer. Got find name pointer. Do you mean since this dot pointer? Yes, that's right. Because we do actually need to do that. We can't just. Unfortunately, can't just. I wonder if we can just. No, this is probably better. We yield this. And then this is going to fail. We should be doing this at the test level first, but this is going to fail because it isn't expecting to yield anything yet. So runner.next, we expect the results. Actually, don't remember what this does. MDN yields. Actually, I need the next. I need next to. Because next will return done and value. Okay. So result.done is false. Actually, we still need this. Results.value.pointer, results.value.memory is 0. For this one, returns a rate empty shift instruction. So it will do this for the first time. Oh yeah, and then we don't actually return anything. So this is going to be false. And then we're going to do another... I guess we can change this to let. Results runner.next, and the result is done is true, and then the rest of it should be the same. So we expect this thing to pass. Expected values to be strictly equal, and we don't see that. True is not equal to false. At 31. Is result.done. Right, because we only changed this for the increment, so we do want to do it here. Want to do it here. We want to do it here as well. Getting ahead of myself a little bit. So expect this to... oh. This is why you do things one at a time. Okay. But runs an empty right shift instruction. I don't think we... Oh, we do see it. It's still at 31. So why is that? 4, let count this. We go through every one of those. Oh, but if it's empty, that means that we actually get... We don't go through here. We don't actually do anything. So the test was originally correct. I'm gonna go ahead and undo all that. I'm gonna redo that because I think it's gonna be useful for later. So we're gonna copy that. We're gonna undo that. And before we do that, we're going to ignore that, Which one was it to not stage everything in this file? It's D. Going to remove all these yields. So that we only get these ones, all the changes from state to memory. Do not. I'm gonna split that because one of these is correct and the other one's not. Don't stage this one, stage this one, do stage these ones. Interpreter, rename states to memory. We want to do this because this prop pretty only contains the memory array and not the entire state, which would include the pointer. Okay, so now we have that. Not fine name it, so that's fine. So this was actually correct to begin with, because we don't actually have any, we don't have anything running for that. NPM test. Property state does not exist on type interpreter. Okay, so we'll just go for the first one. Runs a single right shift instruction, so we do expect this one to fail. Single right shift instruction. Because we want... Okay, we're gonna have to rewrite that. Alright, so let's... That result there. And then we're going to have results here, the same thing as we had before. Remove the let here. Result is done. False. Pointer 1. I think this is correct. The memory 1 0. So that should take care of that one. Okay, so that one has disappeared, which is good. Runs multiple, so then we just have to do the same thing for this one. I don't know if we care to test all of these. We do have to run next for multiple of them, but I'm inclined to put this in a loop. Alright, so we'll put that there. And we got rid of that. We're not going to get rid of that because we do need this last one. Can do that. So results next. Results false. The 2. 3. This is also false, and then that. We need to do next 4 times. Am I missing one? So the first time we do the next, we end up doing it once. So running the instruction once, twice, 3 times, and the next time is to the end of the function. So this is actually 2, 3. No, this makes sense. Because we start at 0. You start at 0, you do the right shift instruction, you go to 1. Then you do another one, right shift instruction, go to 2. Then you go to 3. And then you stop at 3. Okay. So we should expect that to pass. And then now it's just to do that for all the other ones. But we actually want to do, instead of interpreter.pointer, we want to do, assert stuff on the results, because I don't think we actually want to go into the interpreter here. Result.pointer, result.data.pointer dot value, not that. And then we're gonna go ahead and do that for all these ones. Interpreter, it becomes results dot value. property pointer does not exist on type void. Because we haven't actually told it what the value of yield is. Or actually, no. Because results is done, value should be void. No, that makes sense. So in these cases, it should be interpreter. But then is it worth testing this? Yes and no, I guess. Okay, so now we just do the rest of these. So empty increment instruction is still correct. Runs a single increment instruction. We do this once. Maybe a let. We're gonna remove this. Result is done is false. And then interpreter becomes results.value.memory. Should we be testing the pointer? Maybe. Alright, so we got let results result.done is false. And then we have true there. That's going to be result.value.memory. This is going to be 1, 2. I need one more. Because we do need to get up to 3. And then we ensure that the final state in the interpreter is 3. Okay, so go ahead and test that out. Okay, so far so good. Overflows a cell when incrementing past the max. Runner.next. Results is result.value.memory. I don't think we care about everything else, so this should be fine. Value. Interpreter.memory 0 is 255, then you run it on the input, then you do next. So this should work. And we run a single decrement instruction and we do all that stuff again. Yes. Let's this one's the false one. And we do that. Do that. So it's going to be results.value. Probably turn that into put that into a register or something, but we only have a few left anyway. Runs multiple decrement instructions. So we do this. I kind of want to just copy and paste the multiple from the addition in the increments, because it is going to be effectively the same. Just with 50, 49, 48, and 47. And 47 again here. Remove this. And then remove the old stuff. And then underflows a cell when decrementing from 0. This is going to be false. 255, and everything else should just work. So we expect to see a fully passing test suite at this point. And there we go. We get commits, get status, get add, source, test. Yield after every step. Yield after every step. This allows the interpreter to act stepwise and pause after every step, which will be useful for the UI. Okay, all right. So we can do the same thing with the left shift, because that is more or less the same. Or we could go into the UI and try to at least see something visual here, which I think might be the play, so that we aren't just stuck looking at test cases all the time. Because we do have this already. I mean, we may as well see something visual here, just to keep things interesting. Packages, UIs, Svelte, lib, routes, page, convert format. We're going to add another tab here. That's going to be run. Active tab ID is this. Else if active tab is run, then we have the run page, which we will have to create. Lib pages run page.svelte. I believe we are using Svelte 5 for this. Yeah, I think we're using Svelte 5 for this project here. All right, so we have the Awafudge parser and the formatter, which I don't think we actually need here. We do need the interpreter. Let input and outputs that's where that's going to have to change. Format Awafudge, that's going to change. So actions format, this is going to be run. Input bind value inputs. We do need input, so that's going to stay. Output we don't have. We kind of do have, we don't really have. I need to figure out what we imported from, or what we exported from Awafudge. We go AWC, we go to source, index, export, interpreter. Import path can only, and maybe add a TS extension. I'm going to ignore that. But there's a lot of stuff we have to clean up in this project. I think it's fine. Interpreter from Awafudge. You know, get something working first, and then I guess we can clean it up afterwards. Normally I would say get it right the first time, but also stream exists to keep things a little bit interesting. Okay, so now we have a run tab. That doesn't actually do what we want yet because there is clearly something wrong. Run page is not defined because we have not imported it. Format, run, GC, just make sure we have everything there. Internal error, because named export interpreter not found because we haven't built it yet. npm run builds. Now it should be fine. Named export that. I think I'll just have to rerun that. And hopefully this just works. There we go. Now we can put in our Awafudge code in here. It isn't just this. We need. I think we actually do need the parser. We need the parser so that we can put that into the interpreter. Okay, so we're going to actually need the parser. When we go on the format page, we import Awafudge parser. Awafudge parser, an interpreter from Awafudge. Let import is this format function. Function run. Now the UI doesn't have any tests, so I'm free to just write whatever. So we have const parser equals new Awafudge parser. That's the same. We have the AST. We have to parse this, and then we have const interpreter equals new interpreter, which I think takes in no. Yeah, it takes in nothing in the constructor. So that sets up an empty memory and an empty pointer. And then when it runs, we have a start here. I think, yeah, we have a run. Const runner is equal to interpreter interpreter.runner. And that takes in no arguments. And then you have runner.next to kick it off. Or let's step is equal to runner.next. Step.done, not step.done. No, we can't do it that way. Step is equal to runner.next. We're doing that twice. We might not even need this, actually. Or I can write this more simply as let step is equal to runner.do. Let step do runner step is equal to runner.next, and while step.done, while not step.done. Yeah, let's go with that way. I think that's a little bit clearer. So basically, we're running this until the runner is done, and at which point we stop. And I guess we actually we're going to add an output here. Output is equal to step.value, just so we can see it. This is just going to be temporary here. I believe we do have the ability to do this. So this is an increment function. Sorry, increment instruction. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should see a 5 in here if it actually works properly. Format Awafudge is not defined because of course it isn't. Because it needs to be run. I'll try that again. Interpreter is not a constructor. Is it not? This is a class, is it not? Interpreter/interpreter. We export stuff. Oh. Because we don't want to do that. We want to do this. I guess then we can't. Well, I mean, we're not exporting state, so I guess it's not fine because we actually do kind of want that. Awafudge interpreter. Then we're going to take Awafudge interpreter as that. I feel like this is the wrong way to go about it. We should not be exporting star from all of these. This feels wrong. But okay, that's what we have, so we're just gonna go with that. Named export Awafudge interpreter not found. The requested module Awafudge is a common JS module. Oh. Which means maybe we do need to do it this way. And that would be okay. And then we just do this. And then again, interpreter is not a constructor. But the thing is, hold up. In here, we have parsers. Awafudge parser. This is a class, right? That's a class, and formatter is Awafudge. Parser Awafudge. Actually, let's go to formatters. That's not a class. That's a... I'm confused. How do we get from here? So formatter is Awafudge here. This is formatter is Awafudge. We have an export of a bunch of stuff here. The interface, the format function, format repeatable blah. Alright, this gets collected as an object into Awafudge formatter, and then we end up with okay, no, this is fine. We should be getting interpreter here. And you know what? I forgot to build. That's why. Should just have a process building that whenever something changes here. Can you tell it's been a while since I've done this? Interpreter is not a constructor. Are you not? Interpreter, require interpreter. Define property exports interpreter numerable. It's there. Is this not the same as this? Are you sure? Try that again. Yeah, interpreter is still not a constructor. We are going to do some investigation here. We're going to do import star as Awafudge from Awafudge console.log Awafudge. See what's in here. Awafudge parser is not there. I mean, of course it isn't. Named export Awafudge interpreter not found, but that's fine. Why aren't I seeing the console log? Can I JSON.stringify this and still have it work? I wouldn't expect it to. It should be running right away. It's right at the start of the right at the start here. I could just put in here Awafudge here JSON.stringify here. See if we get any output here. So we have Awafudge formatter, brain F formatter, token type. And we don't get the interpreter at all. Well, that would explain it. That's why we don't see anything, but why do we not get the interpreter? Unless it isn't here. Packages, C, source, and so everything would be relative to here. We have interpreter. I'm pretty sure I tab completed this, so it should be under interpreter. Interpreter.ts. Right? I'm gonna try another npm run build and hope things work out there. As I see it in the dist file, index.js. Alright, it's all the way down here. Define property interpreter, enumerable true, get, and then we have the interpreter here. So it should see it. Or if I do export star from this, and then it should export interpreter and state. Gotta run. Good luck with the interpreter. Thank you. Yeah. And, good luck with whatever we have next. Interpreter state. Surely. npm run builds. And we continue to have interpreters not a constructor, probably because it's undefined. Nope, don't do that. Console. Just gonna make sure that I didn't accidentally misspell it. Okay. Console.log. By the way, if any of you have any ideas, please shout them out, because I'm a bit of a loss here. I'm at a bit of a loss here. Interpreter. Because this should just work. Actually, I don't know why my console logs aren't... Oh, is it because of this? Because I don't have everything out? Yeah. Well, it would have been nice to have done that. That's why we weren't getting any debugs, because we didn't have this... We didn't have the debug selected. That would make sense. And you know what I just realized? I think we might also have something else going on here. If you're looking at package JSON, we have main disindex. Okay, sure. No, that should be everything. Everything should be exported from here. Everything should be exported from here. So from source, from index.ts, as I remember, I think it was in some other package where we did a specific one for ES modules exports. But either we scrapped that or it was in a different project. I'm going to redo this. Going to interpreter. All right, remove the TS. npm run builds. And I did save it here. So npm run build, that builds it. That Sora dist index dot d. Let me see what's in here actually, because it should be. Yeah, it sees that. Interpreter, is there anything in here? Is this not exporting properly? Because it could be that too. It might be that it isn't exporting the interpreter properly. But we have exports.interpreter as interpreter, so that it's there. And the default is the interpreter as well. So consider me confused as to why this is not working. Oh, you know what it probably is? npm install. It could be that it doesn't have it in the UI package. So we're going to go inside of the Awaf UI, npm install here. Do not ignore the workspace config, actually. Please don't. And it's still not working. What's inside node modules? I need to see. There's nothing in here. There is nothing in here. There's the .vt, which sure, it does need it for stuff. But everything else should be part of the workspace. Awafudge should be there it is, yeah. Awafudge is a symlink to Awafc, which is what we want, which means it should be updated automatically. Oh, wait, hold on. We have something new now. This says interpreter.runner is not a function. Okay, so this is actually good. Because now it can see the interpreter. And it's not interpreter.runner, it's interpreter.run. Can access property symbol.iterator program is undefined. And what do you mean by that? Response runner dot next step value step dot done. This is, I'm pretty sure this is correct. So interpreter dot run, because it needs a program. Right. So when you run it, you need to give it the AST as a program. This token. Now it should work. We should get a 5 in here somewhere. Assuming that it actually goes through things. console.log debug step. And then just make sure this actually runs. It runs once. So while step is not equal to done, which is true. Step, so we can see what it's bringing back. We should expect to see a done is false and then value of whatever the output is. And so now we're seeing it. And this is what I would expect to see, but I'm not sure why the output isn't updating. Value is undefined. We have values memory is this. Value is undefined, done is true. That's what we expect to see. And then I should expect to see output here. Right? Let output is equal to state. Output is step.value, which step.value changes every time because we create a new object every time. Which should trigger the any reactive changes here. Actually, the assignment should trigger a reactive change regardless. Alright, hold on. Let's svelte.tick this. Tick. Import tick from svelte, just so we can see this happening. Why have I been using double? Oh, it doesn't matter. Function async run await tick. Async function run. Now we still don't see it because we should be seeing the output here. Right? It should be there. Do we not see it? It doesn't even exist. Oh. You know why? It's because output equals step.value only happens, or happens even when step is done. So this only needs to happen if step not step.done. Then we output the value. So then we should see this happen as expected. There we go. Now we have object, which is what we expect. We need to JSON.stringify this thing. Then we can actually see it. Yeah, okay. That's a thing. And we do see, we have 7 here, and we do have it go up to 7, so this does work. status git add our C source. Export interpreter. Source routes, source lib, commits, add run tab. This tab takes in Awafudge inputs and runs it. Okay, so now we have something rudimentary. We can go ahead and make this look a little bit nicer. I'm going to call this memory view.svelte. This is going to be basically a big table. It's going to be script lang equals ts. Once again, going to say that this should really have a an alias for TypeScript instead of TS, but there it is. And this is going to be a table. For each. No, it's just an each. So this is going to be, I guess we can take in the same stuff here. So we're going to have let memory, and we're going to have pointer is equal to props. So then what we can just do later on is spread the props into it like that. This is end or slash each. I'm mixing up my syntaxes. So each memory. So memory is recall an array. So each memory as cell index and I don't think we need an ID because we're not going to be inserting or deleting any cells inside, so there's no need to optimize for that. So this is going to be a table where we need a t head. Oh, yuck. Okay. That's fine. tr/tr/t head. And as we learned before, Svelte requires you to do this. Which unfortunately also does mean that we need to move through this twice. The DOM will normally insert all of this stuff for you, but Svelte requires you to put anything in that's implicitly required by our that's implicitly created by the DOM. So we need the t-head, t-body, and all that. So this is going to be another tr here. That's going to be another tr here. So TRs here are just rows. We're going to need this. And so for every memory cell, we are going to have a TD, or in this case a TH, index. In this So this is going to be a table that spans horizontally, and we should see this. All this value. Cell value. And like so. We have that. So now we should end up with a long table. In this case, I guess since we haven't actually imported it, yeah, we kind of need to do that. Import memory view from lib/memory view.svelte. And is that going to complain that it doesn't exist yet? Okay, this is good. This is good. Now we do probably want some styles here. Do I have SAS here? I hope I have SAS here. I actually don't remember. Table class, memory view. Actually, I suppose it doesn't matter that we don't have SAS. One PX solid black. That's gonna be for that one. Border collapse. Actually, I don't want a border collapse. I'm actually going to check to see if we do have SAS here, because it would be somewhat handy to make sure that we have proper nest. Actually, no, it doesn't matter because Svelte will automatically scope our styles for us. If we just do say TD, so THTD like this, it should scope it just fine. We do it this way, and we should get a solid border like this. This is kind of what I was hoping for, kind of. I don't know why it's so big, but okay. And then I guess the index would be if class equals index is equal to pointer. If index is equal to pointer, then we have a class current. Current background. I need Jelly's yellow color. I don't think we have right now. Jelly Hoshiumi. We're gonna take this yellow here. let's say from there, G color 3. Should be neutral enough yellow, I think. Or maybe this one. Maybe this one. We just need something that's close enough. We can make this look better later. Padding is going to be 1EX. 0.5 EX. HTD is going to be padding 1 EX. 0.5 EX. It's looking a little bit more comfortable. Let's just add a couple more here. Okay, so this is good. I do think I want the background to be white. Yeah, what do we have here? So we have the blue, we have the yellow, and then we have the white. So I guess the white does fit. We have the dark blue as well, and we can take this. I think this will be that, and then the background color of that is going to be the yellow that I just removed. No, the white. White, we'll take that. Again, we can make this look nicer later. Border, I think we'll call this outset. Inset. So we have a bit of a ridge for that. Maybe we do have the padding now. No, we don't have that padding there. Again, I'm just gonna need it to it just needs to look a little bit okay. Status gets add source lib, add output table, add memory table to UI. This shows the current state of memory, as well as the location of the pointer, of the current pointer. I think I'm also just going to make this bold so that we can see that. We're gonna have that get add P. Amend this. So now we have this. We are going to want to add in the run page.svelte a wait time here. I don't want to wait tick. I want to wait a New promise. Promise.resolve. Do I not? No, I should have. No, I don't actually have one. Promise. Yeah, new promise. New promise. It's going to be a resolve reject, which actually don't need reject, so we're going to get rid of that. Resolve, set timeout of nothing. We don't actually, nope. We do need something here. Set timeout resolve. Say after 300 milliseconds. Just so we can see it happening. And that's going to go in temporarily. Right, because we didn't actually do the left shift yet. But this is working as I expect it to. This is good. This is good. I committed a debug step. Oops. Git commit M. Delay steps so that animation is visible. Elemental Magic's card game, welcome in. We're just doing some UI stuff here before we get to the interpreter, or before we get back into the interpreter. But it does seem like it does work. Awaf UI, delay steps so animation is visible. This code is temporary and will be configurable. Anyway, I found your stream in time. I'm here to tell you that you need to do interpreter in Idris 2. I don't know what Idris 2 is. Purely functional programming language with first-class types. Interesting. Do you have code samples? The only language with both dependent types and QTT. I don't actually, hold on. QTT is not a term that I'm familiar with. I'm sure it's not the radio telescope. Programming. And it's not this one either. Quantitative type theory. Ah, okay. Quantitative type theory. As an extension of the dependent type system linearity, applying precise expression of resource use programming. Do you want to read the paper? Quantitative? Explicit erasure. Oh, okay, yeah. Explicit erasure. I took a there was a course that I took in university that covered type systems. I don't think we covered this. So that's just maybe a little bit above my head. This code is temporary and will be configurable, so we're going to do that. Erasure is important. You say exactly what exists at runtime and what is erased by the compiler. So is that a little bit like explicit memory management, but instead of memory, it's going to be types instead? Not quite sure how that works. But I guess, yeah, it's the idea there, I suppose, is just being very explicit about what's there and what isn't. Okay, so anyway, well, now that we have this, and now that we actually see it running, we can go ahead and do more of this stuff here. Do the right shift and left shift. Basically, before this was introduced in Interest 1, people would occasionally report bugs where a perfectly normal program would segfault because its type got too complicated. Well, that sounds fun. So what I'm hearing here is that there is a type system that is basically a program in its own right. Which technically, I think TypeScript is also Turing complete. So you could also program stuff into the type system there. Not that anyone does, but there have been proof of concepts. Imagine memory overflowing because one of your types being too big. Well, I can imagine doing this if you represent the length of a list in the type, then do it unary. This was in fact a simple way to create this bug. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because going through and type checking does require actually storing stuff in memory. Yeah, that makes sense. So we have the decrement. We can do the left shift because that's the next simplest thing. Now, one of the things here though is that typical BrainF doesn't have infinite left. The tape only extends infinitely to the right. So what happens if you go to the left and you're at the end? Undefined if at 0. I can just say that. It just doesn't work. So if we look at Awa 5.0, there's a bunch of stuff that it left undefined. Such as what happens if you don't have a value that's within ASCII. So I think we can just say that's undefined behavior, and we'll leave it for later. So say if you you'd like to say something like append has type t to vect n t to vect n plus 1 t, and then also know that n gets erased at runtime. It just lets you do this. No other language does. Right, which means that the type checker can probably do some sort of optimizations, probably, knowing that it gets erased. I could see the utility in that. It feels a little bit, how should I say, micromanagey, but there are cases where I think that could be useful. That's all. It just seems is still very small. It doesn't take advantage of all of its potential optimizations. Yeah, that's fair too. Okay, so where is our right shift? And we're basically copying the right shift instructions here. And I should really put this into scribes. Where is the end of this? Runs a single right shift, runs multiple right shifts, runs an empty increment. Okay, then we end here. Yes, dependent types are very micromanagey. Yeah. And we say instead of right, we do left. And then... hold on. Do that again. I am going to group these into things because it's now starting to get a little bit annoying to navigate. And we can Awafudge to do that. Multiple increment instructions, incrementing past the max. Describe increments. And then we have one for decrements. No, I don't want to do that. Describe decrements. This, do that, and then that. Do that. Okay, and then we can go ahead and -p. I saw a line that, okay, is this good? No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm going to say that's probably okay. This is not. Can you do that? Group interpreter tests by operator. This will make it easier to navigate around the file. Okay. And so now that we have that, we can now do a describe left shift. Where we take everything that's right and we turn it into left. Apparently there's only those. However, we do have to start somewhere first. We want to set... Where is it? We want to set the pointer... I want to set the pointer and the memory so that we start off at, say, I don't know, 50. Because we don't want to fall off the ends on the left side. Interpreter.memory is equal to an array. Memory.fill. MDN array.prototype.fill. Fill from, this is going to be at 0, from 0 until 49. And we're going to start the pointer from 49. So it's going to be from 49. Actually, it doesn't matter. We can just make it 50. We'll have 51 cells in the thing. I think we can say that before each on here, because it makes sense to do a bit of setup first. Honestly, I should do the before each on this one as well, but Why didn't I do that for the subtraction? For the decrement. Before each... This is going to be a thing. There. We put this in here. Interpreter.memory fill. Interpreter.pointer is this. So now we don't have to do that for every test. We just have that set up already. So that's going to be 49. That's going to be 49. I'm not sure why we're testing the value of the memory here. I don't remember why. But I'm going to continue doing it. 49. 48. 47. I'm going to fix those later. And then it's going to be 47 again. So this is going to be -1. And -2. And -2 again. And that's all we need for this one. It.skip. I'm gonna add a comment here. Behavior when a left shift instruction is encountered when pointer is equal to 0 is undefined. I don't know how to describe that. Because I feel like we should have an it for it. It runs a single left shift instruction. That's the pointer at the leftmost position. It should be sufficient to just leave that off. So it's npm test. Ignoring workspace config because I'm not in the proper thing. npm test. Require is not defined. NVM init NVM use 22. Runs multiple left shift instructions. This is correct. Because we haven't done anything yet. Now that our tests fail, we can go ahead and implement it here. And it's basically going to amount to a change in left shift here, pointer minus. This dot memory dot pointer equals 0. If this dot memory, I actually don't need this. We probably should have this. Actually, it doesn't matter. It matters a little bit. Because there might be a chance where, because we're technically allowing the caller to input their own, what do you call it, state. There could be a case where the memory is sparse, and so we do actually need to reinitialize this. So in that case, we should actually have, instead of fill, we should have new array 51 and just leave it like that. I expect this to pass. Runs an empty left shift instruction, because it doesn't exist. Because we have not defined anything. And there we go, that's a full passing test suite, except for this one, but we've left that as undefined. What will actually happen in this implementation is that we'll end up at, the pointer will be at -1, and in effect it will make the tape be effectively infinite on the left side. We just don't show it in the UI. Git commit interpreter implements left shift operator instruction. Behavior when the pointer falls off the left edge is technically undefined. But this implementation effectively creates an infinite left tape. Close enough. I think that's fine. So what that looks like now is that we have this, we have this, and then we have this. It should walk back. Said it should walk back. I guess that means we still need to npm run build here, because we actually need to build it. And then we'll go again. I may need to reload. I may need to restart the server. You know what? I think it was actually working properly. I just forgot a character. This is my fault. Now I should see it walk back. Hello? Why are you not walking back? We're gonna run into the issue again where we're going to see some outdated stuff. That's not correct. It's not correct at all. It should be walking back. Hello? Okay. Bat disk / interpreter interpreter.js. We should see a left shift token here. And indeed we do. we should have pointer is minus minus. Memory, this pointer is undefined, then this pointer equals 0, yields this, which is the same as before. Token count is greater than 0, count minus minus. This is the same, this is actually correct. And we should get RMR dist, npm run build. I hope I didn't need dist. I don't think I need dist. I'm gonna restart the server again. So what we should see happening is it increments 4 times, it walks right 4 times, it walks left 4 times, and then decrements 4 times. We should see at the end an array of zeros, an array of 5 elements, all zeros. That's not what's happening here, because we're still not getting this one. Console.log. It should be interpreting this correctly because we already tested out the parser. It should be fine. Increment left shift right shift. Alright, token type dot left shift is a thing. C tags dash R. That's the thing, right? Yeah. We're using the exact same enum, which I might actually change from the enum to something else. Because apparently enums are now kind of discouraged, as handy as they are. We ran into this earlier for figuring out, or trying to see why interpreter wasn't the thing, and I actually don't know what we did to fix it. Is npm install at the top level? Is that what we needed? And then restart the server. Clearly that didn't fix it. And we did see in the AST that this is a left shift, because it does say here a left shift count 4 in that order. And decrement 4, which is this. We have a left shift in the interpreter. So we have increment, decrement, right shift, left shift. Right. And then now it's just a matter of why are you not seeing it? npm run build again, just in case. npm install, just in case. Shouldn't need it. There isn't even a node modules in here. And then we see that we have this here. So it should update automatically. Do I have some sort of cache that needs to be flushed? That's possible. Could be using 22 for both of these. NPM install. And just try to see if this thing works. And we're going to go ahead and restart the server again. And then hopefully this just works. No, it continues to not work. I don't think there's anything wrong with the compiler package because it is compiling properly. We do see it in the interpreter working properly. So it's just a matter of the UI for some reason not picking it up. New interpreter.run AST. So the AST has the left shift operator in it. Runner.next. Yeah, interpreter.run AST, runner.next. Step is done. You do this. I need to wait the promise. So this is the delay. And then step.done. Debugger. I go in here, source, lib, not that one. Node modules, Awafudge, dist, tokens, source, interpreter, which for some reason doesn't have the right shift for whatever reason. Okay, is this a browser cache thing that we need to clear? Because it could be a browser cache. Hard refresh. All right, I'm gonna go in here and see if it doesn't help. Where's our script source? Import fs entry.js app.js. Well, yeah, sure. Fs node modules app.js. You see the map. Do this. Does spelled kits npm workspace. Is there an issue with this? Outdated dependencies. I feel like this isn't going to help though. Solve cache problems with npm workspaces and vt in a monorepo. This seems relevant. Clearing browser cache. Vcache is the pre-bundled dependencies in modules.v determines whether it needs to rerun the pre-bundling step. If for some reason you want to force v to rebundle the dependencies, you can either start the dev server with force or manually delete the node modules vcache directory. Hold on. That. So now that should work. Aha! Okay. Very good. So now we know that we just need to get rid of the caches. Whenever it's kind of inconvenient. There really should be a little bit smarter about that, I think. But okay, sure. We have to. We have to. I'm going to add packages /lfc /tags to .git /info /exclude, so I don't see it. What changed in here? Okay, we don't need that. Nothing changed in the UI. So then everything should just work here. So now, what we're missing here is the look at the token types here. We have left shift, we have right shift, we have increment, decrement. Those are the easy ones. Write, we don't have. Read, we don't have. Loop. That's where things get a little bit more interesting. So in our AST, we have loop as a nested structure. So we have a loop. For example, this. And then we look in our AST. We're gonna bring back that console log just so we can see it. In our AST, when we have a loop, so this is the start of the loop. This is the end of the loop. All right, we have a nested object here. Yeah, so we start off with the increment, and then we have the loop, which contains more instructions, and so we have to descend into here and recurse. So we run through the instructions once, and then we check to see if the thing that we are at is 0. If we do, we run it again. Yeah, and then we if it isn't, then we exit the loop. Which means this is gonna have to change a little bit. Yeah, I think it's going to have to end up doing a yield run, isn't it? I think so. Because we do end up having to yield... Wait a minute, hold on. Is it yield run, yield star? Because this is a generator, and we basically have to run the generator again, recursively. Yield star operator can be used within generator async or async functions to delegate to another iterable object, which is what we want, such as another generator, which is exactly what we want. Inside async generator, we don't care. So my understanding here, from what I remember, is yield star will run it until it finishes. The yield star expression iterates over the operand and yields each value returned by it. It delegates iteration of the current generator to an underlying iterator, which we refer to as generator iterator. Respectively, yields first gets the iterator from the operand by calling the latter's symbol.iterator method. Then each time the next method the generator is called, yield star calls the iterator's next method, passing the argument received by the generator's next method, always undefined for the first call. And yielding the same result object as what's returned from the iterator's next method. Yeah, so okay, so it's just a pass-through. Yield operator forwards the current generator's throw and return methods to the underlying iterator as well. If the current iterator is prematurely close to one of these methods, The underlying iterator will be notified if the generator's throw return method is called. The throw return method of the underlying iterator is called with the same arguments. Yeah, okay. So yield star is what we want here. That does mean we'll have to add tests. It's probably not going to be too fun to implement, but you got to do it. Now, we might be able to get away with copying some of the tests that we have from the other stuff. For example, like the parser. Loop. We can take this, parse an empty loop instruction. I need to see what this what the other ones look like. So input type is a token. Token type dot loop, I think is what this is. My autocomplete is useless. Actually, what I can just do is I can copy the expected token types here, because we already have them here. Type token loop content is that. Const actual not deep strict equal. So then we have runner. Is that result? Is it this? And that should just do nothing. Oh, I think Vim. No, Vim did not crash. Module not found. Module not. I think. I don't care. I don't think we care about that. npm tests. npm. Why am I getting Python errors here? npm test. I expect this thing to fail. Parse is a single empty loop instruction because this should actually be true. I expect this to pass because it doesn't actually do anything. And so I guess what we want here is a loop. Let's say in increments. Let's say in increments of 3. And then a decrement of 1 until it finishes. And then just so we know that it actually did do something, we're going to do a right shift of 1, and then increments of 1 so that we know that it actually moved. Actually, no, what we can do is we can right shift. right shift 1 and increment 1. So what we're essentially doing here is going to be plus 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 minus plus this, and the effect is we're copying the contents of the current cell to the next cell. And we expect to see 3. We start off with 3 at the beginning, and then we should have 0 at the first cell, and then 3 in the second cell. So increments, loop, decrement, right shift, increments. No, yes, left shift. So that's gonna be a while. Interpreter.run inputs, yes. Runner.next, assert strict equal result dot done is false. Result dot value dot memory 0 and then 1 as well, because we also care about that one. Let then next false 2. I don't think we actually care about the rest of these. We can just have it we can have it do the yeah, okay, so we can have it do the initialization first, because that's not the part that we're testing. So we can have it do that. And then we have result runner.next. It should descend into here, and by this point what should happen is we have a 2 here, because we do the decrements. And then we do the next. I need a pointer. I need the pointer. Result of value pointer is 0, and then result pointer is 1. Result of pointer is still 1, but now we increment. Man, this is a long test. There's got to be a way we can. There is. We can write a helper function. It would probably be best to write a helper function here, because this is kind of annoying to do. Function asserts memory. I already have something left like this, because this is just going to be a a deep equals check. Yeah, deep equal, deep strict equal, actually. So I don't need assert memory. I'm just going to need to do this. Or actually I can do assert states, actual states, expected pointer, expected memory. So I can do all three of them at once. Assert.strict equal actual states dot pointer, expected pointer, assert.strict equal strict deep equal, deep strict equal. Memory, expected memory. Just so we can save a little bit. Result.value 0 and 3 0. A little bit shorter. And this is going to be 2 0. And this is going to be 1. 2 1. Now I don't know if assert state works. It probably does. I think we go back to 0 here. Man, I don't want to keep doing that. We'll go through a set of states here. 0, 3, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 2, 1. No. 1, 2, 0. So we do increments of 3. And then we decrement 1, we do a right shift, and then we do an increment, and then we do a left shift. And then we repeat that until we get to 0 on this side. So we have an increment, or we have decrement, then we do a right shift. Initial 1, 2, 3, 4. Copy this. So 1. And then another set here. I think that should be all the states. So then we take this for each. This is going to be expected pointer, expected memory, and then for each of these we're going to do result is equal to runner.next, assert strict equal this. Result done is false. Result dot value. Assert state result value 0, 1, 2. And actually, because this is the only place where we use it, we don't need this anymore. We can just do that directly in here. Now that is all of our cases. We can get rid of this. And then we can do one more. Result is equal to runner.next. And we should expect to see search strict equal done is true. Pointer we don't actually care about. And the actual memory. This is not actual states. It's going to be results. Result.value. This one is going to be interpreter.memory. And then this is going to be 0, 3. Okay. So that should work. Hopefully. We haven't actually done anything yet, so I should expect this to fail with stuff. Runs a single empty loop instruction because it doesn't... Wait. Runs a... single level loop instruction. Then we're going to test nested loops afterwards. Okay, so that we expect to fail. And so then we go into here. And we're going to do case token type dot loop. I'm going to break that. While this dot memory, this dot pointer not equal to 0. So while the thing is not equal to 0, so the if you're going to find the thing here, this says if the current cell is 0, then you skip to the end of the loop. So at the start we check to see if it's 0, and then we if it isn't, then we enter the loop. If it is, or if it is 0, then we just skip the loop body. We're going to say while this the current value is not 0. Then we do this dot run yield star this dot run. Yield star this dot run. Token dot children. Children? Is that the way it is? Content. Now that should work. It's actually pretty simple, hopefully. Run implicitly has return type of any because it does not have a return type annotation as referenced there and is referenced directly or indirectly in one of its return expressions. But it doesn't return anything. Okay, a void. A generator cannot have a void type. TypeScript generator types. All right, what do we have here? iterable voids, iterable of type interpreter state. Yes, I think that's the way that goes. Property next does not exist on type iterable. What do you mean it doesn't? Isn't that what iterable is? Oh, iterator. T return, T next. What is type? You don't tell me what the type is. Generator is a T of unknown. T return is any, which in this case is going to be void. T next is going to be void interpreter states. Property memory does not exist on type void. The generator is T unknown. It gets next is iterator results T return. Next is define using a tuple. Okay, hold on. So that's actually supposed to be iterator state here. And I think the rest of them might be fine. Interpreter state any undefined must have symbol iterator method that returns an iterator. Is it not? This is literally a generator. Did you mean interpreter state? Yes, I did. Must have symbol iterator method that returns an iterator. It's a generator by itself. Interface generator extends iterator this symbol iterator generator thing. This interface has an next return throw methods. This isn't an iterator example. Answer is yes, but also notice that it is an iterable, which is what I need. Okay, so what is an iterable? It returns an iterable. Well, we tried that earlier. It didn't work. It told us that next wasn't a thing. Generator. Maybe that's it. Maybe this needs to be generator as T interpreter state. Okay. All right. T next is void or something. And then T next or T return is any. I don't think we actually care. I think we should actually be returning the final state, shouldn't we? That would probably be a good thing to do. We'll put that in the next commit. Okay, so something's wrong here. So either our test is wrong or... Well, our test is probably wrong. Our test is wrong because at this point of the thing, we don't actually have this yet. At the very beginning, we don't have the second cell. Expected actual is 2, expected 3. Wait a minute, huh? Wait. For which one? Console.log index. I need to figure out where we are here. Debug 0. Now the very first one. Right. Because we only need to have it go twice, and then because otherwise we're running it. We're running next 4 times. We actually only need to run it 3 times. Which actually, if we have this, then we don't need to do this. We can just have it do this. Yeah, let's go with that. I think that should work. Because it's no more expensive for us really to just test the entire loop, then we just test the entire loop. Okay. We'll take that. We really do that for the others. And so what that means now is that we can do something like this. I'm going to write this out in BrainF first because it's going to be easier. So we'll take the example that we have here. We'll take this, and we're going to run it. I messed up. Where did I mess up? That looks correct. It's +3. Not +3, not 0. Decrement, you go to the right, you add 1. Oh. Right, okay. Yeah, we need to restart the server. We need to build. And then we need to restart the server with the force flag. We can actually go do that again, and we should see it run. Ha! Look at that. That's what you want to see. And so then if we do, say, the Hello World program, we should at least be able to see something. And we won't be able to see the outputs, but we will be able to see this thing run. This is good. This is very good. I don't know how long this is going to take. Probably going to take a while. And we're probably going to want to have a button, like I said, we're going to want to have a button to say whether... to say that this is, or rather... what is it? To remove the delay, because if you are going to wait for this thing to go, it's going to take a while. Eventually, or maybe not, because one of the things that I want to do here is not just make it run, but also make it sound. Eventually, we're gonna be clipping Jelly saying "owl" and breaking that down so that every time one of these instructions runs, she actually says what's in the box. But that'll be a thing for another time. Indirectly, this also tells us that the nested loops works, because these are nested loops. We do have to test for that, though. We do still have to test for that. Runs a nested loop instruction. Alright, now we gotta figure out something easy to do here. I need something with a nested loop. Alright, I know we can get some nested loops with certain number algorithms here. Find a zeroed cell to the left, to the right. To the right, to the left. I don't want to deal with that. Find a non-zeroed cell. That's kind of too much. Surely, you have numbers. Hold on, we have numbers. I know there's a thing here where there's a table of numbers, and some of them are easier than others. The move value. This code's that's not necessary. No change on EO. No, we can't do that. Never terminates. Fine. Looping counter. It's too much. XKCD random number. That doesn't have nested loops. Chosen by dice roll. It's a lot of stuff. New lines, theorem. No, we could do something like this, I guess. We have a copy out, and then we have it zero out, and then Alright, well, we may as well just design something. We have a loop that runs twice. Inside that loop, we go to the right. We go to the right, we copy. We go to the right again, we copy. And then we decrement. This copies it to the next 2 cells. And then go to the right again and no, there's no point in this. No, I need something that actually does something. There used to be a page here that gave us a whole ton of numbers. Algebraic? Algorithms, constants, here we go. One of these has nested loops. One of these are short and has nested loops. Surely this shouldn't take too long to run, right? Soft, numbers greater than 255. Soft means it uses negative cells. Says 1, 1, 1, 1. What does the 2 mean? What does the 8 mean? 2. 6. Okay, I do want something that's where I don't end up having to have too much stuff here. 15. 13. 13, 8. Yeah, let's go with this one. So this is going to be a right shift count 1. This is going to be an increment count 1. This is going to be a loop where we have a right shift count 1. We have a decrement and then another loop. What do I do for nested loops here? Effectively nothing. So yeah, right shift, a decrement, and then a loop. Which contains a decrement, and then a left shift. And then we have 2 right shifts. And then the loop ends, and then we start off with another right shift. Or end off with another right shift. Whatever this ends up being, whatever this ends up being, I think we're just gonna have to go through and just work with it. Runs a nested loop instruction. And so, we start off with 0. Actually, we start off with 0, 0. We're basically running this algorithm ourselves. 0, 0, 0, 1. Current cell is not 0, so we go forward. going to be another one. 1, 2. We go to the right. That's correct. So we start here. We don't start here, actually. We start at 1. Start here, we do this. We increment. The current cell is not 0, so we right shift. So this ends up being 2. We decrement, so it's going to be 255 because it wraps around. It's not 0, and so we decrement again. 254. And then we left shift. I hope this doesn't end up being a whole ton of stuff. Might end up being a whole ton of stuff. I'm confused. I am a little bit confused here, because what does that actually end up? I need visual memory here. Oh, it does. Oh, we can't do that. Oh, I can't do that. No, no. Well, we certainly can't do that now, can we? I am going to have to come up with a way more contrived version. I think what I can say is we can figure out how many steps this is. Or we can figure out how many steps this is. We can assert the final value and then just assume the rest of it is good. Because I am not going to be asserting every single step of this. Or let step count is equal to 0. Step count is, we don't actually care. Step count plus plus. We're not going to do that. Generates value 16 in cell 7. Instead of asserting every intermediate step, count the number of steps and assert the number of steps and final result and assume the rest was correct. Okay. Sure. Let step count is equal to 0 while let results result dot no, while runner dot next dot done Brightness bot test. Yes, test received, I guess. Welcome in. We don't actually need results, I guess. Or step count plus. Just empty. Then we assert the strict equal. Okay, we don't need to assert it's done because otherwise we wouldn't end this loop. I should be a little bit less clever, shouldn't I? As much as I like that form, it's probably best to do it this way. Assert strict equal result or interpreter dot pointer 7. Assert dot main AI prompts see my colors, explain it to me like I'm 5 years of age. Yeah, there have yeah, I have noticed some people who use AI. They use it basically just as an explainer engine, which I think they should look it up and then try to find it for themselves instead of getting the information fed. But yeah, it is a common use case. I myself don't really use AI at all. Whether that's to my detriment or not, I'm not sure, but the only times that I use AI is mostly for searching, trying to find the first source for a certain, say, image or whatever, because search engines are kind of useless these days. But even then, half the time the AI output is useless too. So I haven't really found much use for it in my workflows. As for coding and AI usage, my reasoning is I can if I can think of a prompt, I can just do it, and I can do it correctly, and I actually understand what my code's doing too, and I've thought through what the code is doing as well. Yeah, I don't really have a use for AI. But I can understand why some people would use it. Memory is 7, is going to be 16. Oh, I actually have to do a next, right? No, we actually have to do the next one here. So 4, I guess in this case it does make sense to do it this way. Step count plus. Yeah. I think I'd rather make it that way. Weird tool scan, rubber toy duck. Yeah, rubber duck debugging is a thing. I think with the advent of AI, people don't know how to do it as well anymore, because they use AI as an interactive rubber duck, which, so I guess in a way is, I can see it being helpful, and it can get you out of certain ruts, I suppose, because you do have somebody else to talk to. So it's kind of like pulling up one of your coworkers and trying to talk it out through them. So I'm not discarding the idea outright. I think I just need to restart BIM. I don't know why that's happening. I don't need results anymore. We can just do that. npm test. This should just work. And it does not because This is pointer 8. Should it not be in... Should it not be in cell 7? Is the interpreter wrong? We'll find out. If it's 8, then okay, something's definitely wrong. Something is probably wrong here. Because it is in cell 7. You have one in cell 7. But why do we end up at 8? Because if this is... Because the last instruction it does is to do a right shift. A right shift in cell 8. Oh, that's what the 8 was in the thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Cell 8 with the first one being 1, of course. So it leaves the 16 in cell index 7, which would be cell 8. So something wrong with our interpreter? It's entirely possible. I don't expect it to be, but it's possible. Because I would expect this to be 7. Alright, the current pointer is 7. In how many steps? I actually don't know how many steps this is. Better way to become a streamer? I don't know. I don't think streaming's for everyone. There's certainly... Well, I have seen streamers do like AI stuff, so even that's not really a guarantee either. I need something that tells me how many steps this is. And I don't want to have to build this myself. But yeah, that actually only works if you have an active chat who you can bounce things off of, which sometimes you don't. One, two, three, four, five, 6. This is a missing one. But console log step counts. But this is, I mean, we can take the step count here and then just assume it's correct. $2,542, which is different from the 7,624 that we get here. Why is that? Does it skip the 2's here? So for example, if we do 1 and 1, and then 1 and 1 here. Oh. Okay, no, our test was wrong. Our test was wrong, because it should have been just 1 here, not 2. Okay, that makes sense. So this is correct here. We just needed the proper step count now. But 250, 2542 from there, and 2542 here, which I guess means it is probably correct. $25.42. Okay. I don't know where this got its step count from, but it might be checking every the loop. I think the loop counts as a step, which for us doesn't count the step. The loop here doesn't count as a step. Only the increments and decrements count. Loop markers by themselves don't contribute towards step counts. Should they? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, for now, I guess we can say that they don't. But okay, I guess that's that. Tests. Interpreter implements loops. Loops by themselves don't yield, only their contents. Loops by themselves don't yield, only their contents. Only their contents do. Yeah, this is probably fine. Probably. Okay. Well, it does work. It does run. I think I'll probably call it there for today. We're missing the write and read. Read is probably going to be last, because that's a little bit more involved. Write is not hard, but I do want a couple more modules in there, because I do want to implement AWA 5.0, or sorry, AWASCII as a possibility. And a couple more enhancements here, but this does work. And we're going to do one more thing so that we don't see all that stuff there. Where's my width? Where's my... It's in here somewhere. The svelts. Okay, here we go. Page.svelte, not there. The runner. Get rid of this debug here. Memory view. THTD, padding, 5x. Rare case where I actually do want box sizing, content box. Width is 3 th. esolang right. So this way, it doesn't change when it goes up to 5 or to 255, which we should see at some point here, because it does happen. I realize I have I've not made any way for it to stop. We should implement that later too. Oh, hold on. I go ahead and convert. Man, this transpiler is handy. Okay, well this is good. I'm gonna try again. From here, it's going to be that. I'm gonna run. We should expect to see a lot more movement here. That should go all the way until it gets down to 0. And we should see it run through 2-digit numbers and the 1-digit numbers, which is really what I want to test here. Because it should be fixed width. Yeah, it should be fixed width. Gonna wait for this to happen. We're gonna get to 100, and then we should hopefully not see it shrink when it goes down to... Aha, very good. Okay, so I think this means that we should be okay. And when it goes back up to 255, we should also not see it move. Okay, I think I'm satisfied with that. We do need a stop button. Text-align can go over here. Make cells of memory view fixed in width. This prevents the table from jumping when the values change. Interpreter. Can I do something like this? At function stop, interpreter dot return. Is that a thing? I hope that's the thing. Ooh, oh, no way it actually works. That means we can start, we might be able to pause and stop. But this doesn't mean we do have a stop button now. I don't think we need to save runner, or I don't think we need to save interpreter, but I don't know, it might be useful. Why did you let me add tabs like that? I'm gonna fix that. Commit Awafudge UI add stop button. This button stops the interpreter. -p d s convert tab indents to spaces. Thanks, Vim. That is, I think it's probably good to leave it there for today, because this does work. This does work. Like I said, we're still missing a couple things, namely output and input. Especially output. Output would be useful, but at least we do have a memory view. It is running. Yeah, and then we can make this look nice later. There are also the, I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff that I don't want to do with this one. But yeah, okay. In the meantime, tomorrow we are going to be doing, what are we doing tomorrow? We're working on the original composition. Me and you ran into a bit of a wall last time around, but I think we might be in a good spot to continue now. We'll see. It does still feel a little bit iffy, but sometimes the best way to do it is just noodle around and see what works, see what happens. So if you're interested in more music, we do music pretty regularly on the channel. Yeah, we can go check that out tomorrow. That's going to be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern as usual. If you're not in the Discord, we do have a Discord. You can get notifications for upcoming streams in there, as well as discussion channels for both programming and music making, since those were the two here. I will be uploading this after the stream. If you'd like to go check out the repo, it is there. There's no README at the top level because it got moved to the AWFC. But we were working in both AWFC and AWFUI. But yeah, you can check the diff once that's out. Is that it? I think that's about it. Yeah, in that case, my name is Penbu. For anyone who's new here, my name is Penbu, the programming, puzzle gaming, and music making VTuber on Linux. Today we're working on the interpreter for our custom esoteric programming language called Awafudge. As you can see, it does work. For the most part, there are a couple things missing, but there it is. We'll work on this again some other time. Not sure when. These programming streams are a little bit more sporadic, but I would like to maybe do them a bit more regularly if I get the motivation to. I think motivation is really the major factor in the programming streams. But okay, I think that's it. We'll call it there. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. Oh, wait, no, I gotta... Twitch, stick around. We're gonna find someone to raid YouTube. If the person I find is dual streaming, I'll also send you there. I have an idea of somebody who might be a good backup, but we already raided them last week, so I don't know if you will. But yeah, we'll see. We'll meet you at the ending screen. But so stick around. But otherwise, good night. Bye. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to my fallback. I usually don't like to raid the same person twice. But, or like twice in quick succession. We already raided them last week, but, oh well. it's a little bit harder to find people who are, who are good for software. I'm kind of feeling a little bit lazy. So, yeah, we're gonna go raid Midori. She was here earlier in chat. Currently looking at Wiwa, which is a array-based programming language inspired by Apple. Yeah, it's fun. I like her streams. I've only really been on one, but I quite like the vibe. Okay, there's a raid message. Oh yeah, YouTube, you also get to participate as well if you'd like. She is dual streaming on YouTube. For Twitch, that's the raid message. For YouTube, if you want to go ahead and do that. You will have to go there manually because we don't have redirects yet. We gotta get to 1,000 subscribers for that. So thank you for the 300, but we need 700 more to get unlock the redirects. Twitch, that's your raid message. You can go ahead and do that. I have not streamed in a while. Yeah, you go ahead, copy that, paste it when we get there, and yeah, enjoy the programming. Alright, see you next time. Night.